Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well this weekend. It's already the 7th of June. I'm telling you, time goes so fast. It's amazing. When you're a kid and you're in school, everything seems to take so long. You're waiting for, the 3 o'clock bell to ring. You're waiting for the weekends. You're waiting for vacations. When you get older, time just speeds by. It's amazing. Before you know it, it'll be the end of summer, but let's hope we all get to enjoy the summer. I just got back from Vegas. I was there yesterday for a speaking gig. It was a really nice event, a Christian event, and people were wonderful. We drove home last night and made it home in a little over 3 hours. And my wife was upset because I was speeding, but everybody speeds on the way to Vegas. But there was no traffic. It was great. And we have a day here before I leave to Monaco tomorrow. I'm doing a big mastermind event in Monaco, same one that I did last year. Terrific event, and the hosts of that event are wonderful people. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a mastermind with them myself. That the people in Germany, my daughter and her fiance have arranged, and it's going to be something special for very special people that want to get involved and really want to advance themselves in this life. So we'll be posting some information about that shortly. And, I don't know how many of you have moved in the last several years, but we did. After 7 or 8 years living in our prior home, we moved. And we only moved a block away. There was a house that I've had my eye on for a while that finally came up for sale, and we were able to get it. But even though it was a block away, moving is just terrible. And we built this new studio. I hope you're enjoying the backdrop here. We put a lot of effort and work into it with all the new content that we're going to be presenting probably in the month of July when I get back from Australia. And we're very excited about it. It's technologically, it's pretty up to date. So we got a lot of good things happening. And you know what? I've been very blessed, and I appreciate that. And of course, I appreciate all of you that are coming in for not only the lives, but all of the YouTube content that we put on there. So thank you very much for that. And we have a lot of things to go over this week. This was a crazy week, people. I got to tell you, things come out of, politics. I have to tell you, it's just such a dirty business. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going on. It doesn't matter who's in power, who's in office, I should say. Not right to say who's in power, right? We're not supposed to say that in a, constitutional republic, because the people in power are servants of the people, allegedly. We know a little bit better than that, but some crazy stuff happening this week, and I have to open up talking about the big mess with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Who ever expected that? That really came out of nowhere. I have to say that came out of nowhere. I was like, wow. But I do have to tell you this, before we get into the specifics, and I took notes on this. I want to go over some things in specifics. We have to say this. I appreciate the fact that Elon is upset with the big, beautiful bill. He doesn't like it, period. And, I have to tell you this. This country is in such a mess economically. Now, we may not notice it all the time because we're doing what we're doing, but we are $36 trillion in debt. We can't wrap our heads around what that really means. $36 trillion in debt and growing by the second. It's not going away. It's growing by the second. Now, yes, Trump says he's doing things to try to bring the debt down. With his tariffs, according to him, money is coming into the country. He's going to be paying down the debt. Okay, we'll see what happens. And I think he is conscious of it. But according to Elon, this bill is going to inflate the debt even more. And it probably is, because we are in such a mess. It's not going to happen overnight. There is no quick fix to this. It's going to take years, probably generations, before it does come down. And there's going to be some pain felt by all of us if somebody is really willing to do it. That's the real question. Is somebody really willing to bring down the debt? And who suffers for it? We do. And you know what? This is the thing that's upsetting and should be upsetting to all of us. None of us caused this debt. We paid our taxes. And even if we didn't pay our taxes, we didn't cause this debt, because that means they spent money they didn't have. The government did it. The people in power did it. The Democrats, the Republicans, all of them, they did it. They're the cause, not us. And if people didn't pay their taxes, well, why are they spending money that they don't have? You don't do that in your household. If there's no money, you don't spend it. Maybe you put it on credit, but you don't get into debt to that degree. So they caused all of this. And this is not going to go away overnight. And there's going to be some pain at some point in time, whether it be now, whether it be in our lifetimes, whether it be in our children's lifetimes, our grandchildren's lifetimes. They're just kicking the can down the road. So Elon claims, I'm really upset with that because I did all this work with Doge, and now you're inflating the debt even more. You're going to raise the debt, by a couple of $1 trillion. But again, what choice do you have at this point? You either inflict a lot of pain on a lot of people, or you try to work with it as best you can. And I think that's what Trump's trying to do. And I'm not justifying it. I'm just telling you the reality of what it is. We are in a mess financially in this country, and the government did it. All of them, Democrats, Republicans, for, going way back, they did it. They caused it. So we got to live with it. And hopefully those people that are in office, starting with Trump, because he's there now, are going to try to do something to try to make this better. That's the reality of it. But let's get into the feud itself. Let me take my notes. Because I never expected this. I didn't see this. So let me give you the notes that I wrote. The formerly cordial relationship between President Trump and Elon Musk has erupted into a public feud. Now, let me tell you this. I don't think that Elon should have done this so publicly. You don't do things like that. You got a friend, you get him in the office, you sit him down, and you air it out. And you go back and forth and you try to reach a consensus on this thing. You really do. And I understand Elon's position. And to all you Democrats out there that have hated Elon, and now all of a sudden you love him again because why? You prove it every time. Anything that's anti-Trump, you'll go after the devil if he's anti-Trump. So now that you hated Elon, you were burning up his Teslas, you were calling him every name under the sun, you wanted to deport him, you did everything. Now you love him. Now you love him. Why? Because he's going against Trump. You're such hypocrites. You're frauds and you're hypocrites. You show it every time. But forget that for a moment. Okay? Elon, he erupts because he doesn't like the bill. But is there more to it? Okay. I think he should have done this because they were friends. They are friends. They were friends. Who knows? Okay. They should have done this together in the office. Elon should have went in and aired it out. But what does it show? It shows that the Democrats calling Elon Musk a puppet for Donald Trump was untrue. It gives more credibility to Elon in his efforts with Doge because he was trying to find fraud and abuse on the government level. He was trying to save money. He was trying to get the house back in order. And now he's upset because he thinks that Trump's bill is not doing that. It's going against everything he tried to accomplish at Doge. So is he a puppet? No, he's not. So Democrats, you're wrong again. Everything you do, you show your hand. You're a bunch of hypocrites. I have to tell you that. It's the truth. I like to say it like it is. You're hypocrites. Elon Musk just proved it again. He's not a puppet of Donald Trump in no way, shape, or form. And boy, he proved it in grand style. Okay. So on Truth Social, Trump claimed Musk is wearing thin and that he asked Musk to leave the White House. He did. Got upset with him, told him, get out of the White House. He suggested that Musk isn't truly upset about the big, beautiful bill, his spending bill, but is instead angry about Trump's revoking Biden's EV mandate. Well, maybe that's really at the bottom of it, but I don't think so. I think that Elon really is upset about anything that raises the debt in this country. I think so. I could be wrong. I'm sure the EV mandate that Trump is killing had something to do with it. He's a Tesla dealer. He wants the subsidies for that. He didn't get it. And he wants the mandate. He would love to see people, driving more of his electric vehicles. So I'm sure that had something to do with it. He stated, Trump did, that Musk just went crazy after the EV mandate was lifted claiming it had previously forced consumers to buy electric cars that no one else wanted. I don't know if that's exactly correct because I do remember Elon Musk saying people should have a choice. They should have a choice whether they want to buy gas or electric vehicles. I do remember Musk saying that. So I don't know if Trump is getting that right. I don't know if he's accurate. Maybe he's trying to take some weight off of Musk's problem with the big, beautiful bill. Hey, it's politics, people. You know, you try to get your best shot out there. So I think that, I really do think that that Musk is upset with this bill. I really mean it. After all the work he did at Doge, and now he sees another big, beautiful spending bill that's going to raise the debt, and he's upset about it. It makes sense. Okay, on X, here's what Musk came back with. Number one, he denied Trump's claims. He said, no, I'm not upset about the EV mandate. I stated it earlier. People should have a choice. Buy whatever the heck they want. We put out a good product. You like it more, you buy our product. You don't like it, you have a choice to go gas. I think he said that. I know he said that. So, and I kind of believe him on that. He floated the idea of launching a new political party. I don't know where that came from, but I've said this in the past, and I'm going to say it again. I don't disagree with him. I think competition among our political parties is good. The choices that we have, they're good. I have said this. The progressives, they should break away from the Democratic Party and start their own party. Why? Because there are a lot of Democrats out there that are more centrist, that they don't go along with the progressive agenda. They're good people. Democrats are not bad people. They're not insane. They're not the people that want, transgender surgery for inmates like Harris wanted. They're not the ones that want the borders open so that criminals can come in this country and flood our cities and rape our women and take jobs and cost us money. They don't want that. These are good people. The progressives are so out there in their cult, they should break off and form their own party. Really. I mean, AOC, she's a socialist. She says it. Bernie Sanders, they're socialists. Democrats are not socialists. They're not. Break away. Start your own party. So Elon Musk saying we should have another party. Hey, the more the merrier. Let the candidates get up there. Let them tell us what their policies and agenda are, and let us vote. We live in a constitutional republic, a democracy. Let us vote and see who wins. See what the country really wants. I don't disagree with that. Whether he said it out of anger, I don't know. But he said it. Okay, let's go on. He accused Trump of being mentioned in Jeffrey Epstein's files. I don't know where that came from. I really don't. But I will say this. I don't know. Look, I had read somewhere one time, somebody came out and said that Trump chased Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. He probably knew him. New York, he probably knew him. Did he do anything shady there? I don't know. I mean, the only person so far that I think it's pretty credible that there was some shady stuff going on with Jeffrey Epstein was Prince Andrew. Clinton, 27 times on the flight. He said he didn't know anything about the human trafficking and the underage girls. Do I believe it? Of course not. I don't believe that. Not for 1 minute. But we don't have any strong allegations to the contrary. So, for now, Clinton is still a darling of the progressives. I don't know if he's a darling of the Democrats, but he's a darling of the progressives. But we haven't seen any evidence to the contrary. Trump, I'm sure he knew Epstein. Is that the reason he won't release the files? I don't know. I can't say either way. I would love to see the Epstein files. That's all I can say. And I hope that he keeps his promise and that we do get to see the Epstein files. And then we'll know. But, Musk making that allegation out of the thin air, I don't know. I don't know if he's that impetuous, if he just runs off the mouth. I don't know. But listen, the door is open there. The door is wide open. Let's see what happens. The same thing with releasing the files on JFK and on RFK and on Malcolm X and on Martin Luther King Jr. We want to see all those. We're entitled to see that. These are important people in our history, in our government. We're entitled to see that. We should. We'll see. Do I believe they'll ever come clean? Honestly, no. I don't care who's in power, who's in office. I don't think they will. That's my opinion. Okay, he criticized Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson, this was all on X, for flip-flopping on the national debt. He has a right to criticize them. He really does. If he firmly believes that this bill is no good for the national debt, he has a right to criticize them. What does it show? He's not a puppet, you hypocrite Democrats that are jumping to his side now. I'm sorry, hypocrite progressives that are, and some of you Democrats in power. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, don't let me take that back. He's not a puppet like you were saying. You're going to love him now. You the ones that are flip-flopping. It's not, it's you. All of you that hated him, loved him, hated him. Now you love him again. You know what? It's sickening. On the street, we didn't do this. You people should be ashamed of yourself. You have no integrity. Really none. Okay. So, but he has a right to be upset if that's what he believes, and he has a right to speak out about it. I don't think he should have done it publicly. It doesn't look good, but if he wants to do it, he has a right to do it. Musk also called out inconsistencies using past statements about fiscal responsibility and contrasted them with the support for the new spending package. You know, there again, is he really upset because the bill is increasing our spending and increasing our debt? If he is, he has a right to say it. I think he could have done it a little tactfully, a little better, because you don't turn on people like that. That's just the way I feel about it. But he has a right to say it. Whether he's right, I don't know. But again, I want to state this. No president is going to fix this overnight. It's going to take decades, generations, because we still have to run the country. Our entitlement programs. We can't just close down Social Security. We can't close down Medicaid. We can't close down Medicare. If we did all of those three, we'd get our debt in order fairly soon. But look at how many people will suffer thanks to the mess that they created, spending our taxpayer dollars on all their nonsense that Doge showed us they're spending it on. They spent all this money on things that have nothing to do with the benefit or welfare of the American people. They're the ones that caused this problem. I am calling out every politician, every single one over the past several decades that caused this. They did it. So now when they talk about he wants to cut Medicare, he wants to cut Social Security, he wants to cut, Medicare, it's not true. He doesn't want to do that. But he has to try to rein these things in because of the fiscal irresponsibility of all of you in office. All of you that are BSing in Congress about all of this, you all caused it. And now you want to put the blame wherever you can put the blame. Who's ever against you in power, you want to put the blame on when you all caused it. You caused it through the Biden administration. You caused it through the first Trump administration. You caused it through Bush. You caused it through Obama. You caused it all the way back. You did. Maybe Clinton did it. He balanced the budget. Listen, you give credit where credit is due. I got to tell you this. I thought Clinton was a good president. Sorry for all you Republicans that might get mad at me for that, but I thought he was a good president. He was a good politician. He was very intelligent. What he did in the Oval Office, he did, okay? Obviously, you don't do that when you're president, but put that aside for a moment. I thought he was a good president. That was my opinion. I could be wrong. People are going to disagree with me, but I thought he did a good job. So, you know what? But all the others, you added to this, and every member of Congress, Bernie Sanders included, you all did this. Every single one of you. So don't put the blame totally on Trump. You're all guilty of it. You all hurt every one of us. Because of you, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security may have to suffer at some point. Because of all of you with your pet projects, with making yourself wealthy, with spending money overseas that had nothing to do with the benefit of the American people, you all caused this. Remember that, every single one of you. This is the bill that's central to the dispute. Let's go over some of the items. It narrowly passed the House and is currently in the Senate. There's going to be some changes to this. There are some Republicans that are against it because they don't think it does enough to cut the debt. Again, you're between the rock and a hard place. Do you really want to make cuts to Medicare? You want to take people off of Medicare that shouldn't be on there. And according to Trump and the Republicans, that's what they're doing. This isn't a welfare country, a welfare state. If you don't belong on Medicare, you shouldn't be on it. Other people shouldn't be paying for your health care. I'm sorry, we are not a socialist country. We're not. We should provide in the best way that we can, but if you're taking advantage of it, you should be off of Medicare. I agree with that. And if we want to get our fiscal house in order, it has to happen. It's got to happen. So that's who they're targeting, according to the Republicans and Donald Trump. It's estimated by the CBO to add 2.4 trillion to the deficit over 10 years. And accordingly, that's what they're upset about. That's what Musk is upset about. It's going to add another 2.4 trillion to the debt deficit over 10 years. Can we afford that? No, we can't. We absolutely can't. We're just printing money. We can't. Do I think at some point our children and grandchildren are going to suffer over it? Yes, absolutely. And I feel bad about it. I didn't cause it. They caused it. But I feel bad about it because we love our kids and our grandkids. Is it going to happen at some point? Yes. Is it going to possibly, God forbid, lead to the downfall of this country? Possibly. Just way the Roman Empire. Why did the Roman Empire fall? 3 things. Immorality. Are we seeing that in this country? I think so. Even though there is a return to Jesus movement out there. I don't know if you know this, but there really is, especially among young people. I'm not going to get into that right now. But yes, it's happening. No doubt. So, God is helping us right now. Immorality, getting our fiscal, in debt. The Roman Empire went deeply in debt, and our military was weakened. So Trump is trying to strengthen our military. We have to do that. We live in a dangerous world. We have to have our enemies fearful of us. No doubt about it. We need the strongest military on the face of the planet. No doubt. So let's do that. Economics, are we going to get it in order? I don't know. Immorality, God is helping us fight back. We'll see. Okay, the White House disagrees with that. It cites that the underestimated economic growth and additional tariff revenue. Well, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe Trump is balancing this. He's a business guy. He understands. Maybe he's saying the one way to balance this out is by collecting the money from the tariffs and bringing manufacturing power back to this country. That's what he's trying to do to offset the deficit. We'll see. I give him his reign on that. That's what he believes is going to happen as a business person. Could you just imagine Harris trying to figure out any of this? It's so hypocritical to say that had Harris had more time, to be in the campaign, that she would have won. The woman was totally incompetent and unqualified to be the president. Incompetent and unqualified to be the vice president, and she proved it. Her record showed it. And these jackasses that get up there and say, if she had more time, she could have had 10 years. It wouldn't matter. She had a lifetime to prove it, and she couldn't. It's just, these people are such hypocrites. They really are. I don't hold Biden accountable for that. I'm sorry. Okay, Senator Roger Marshall from Kansas called the bill 90 to 95% there, praising its attempt to balance interests across party lines while pushing for even more spending cuts. So here's the Democrats, the progressive Democrats, some of them, whatever, to go against Trump. They're the ones screaming that there's going to be cuts. And they're the ones screaming that it's raising the national. They don't even know what side. They don't even know. They have no clue what to present to us. Anything that's against Trump, anything that they can lay their hands on, that's all they're going to do. They don't care about the American people. They're not fiscally responsible at all. They could care less because they're living high on our dime and on their insider trading scams and deals. They're living high, and on all the money they're spending for USA that comes back into their pockets, all the kickbacks that they get. They are abusing us every day in office. That's the truth. They're the mob. They're the mob, no doubt about it. You don't have to worry about Mafia, Cosa Nostra. They're not going to hurt you. The mob is in Washington. Remember that. Mafia Democracy. I wrote the book. Read it. You'll see it. I lay it out very clearly, and it's happening before our eyes. It's been happening for decades before our eyes. It's there. All right. So that's it. Let's see what happens with this feud. I don't know. Let's see if the bill is going to pass. I think Trump is going to get it over the finish line at some point in time. You're going to hear the Democrats screaming and hollering. You're going to lose your Medicare. You're going to lose everything. And all the billionaires are going to get money. It's all BS. Don't believe a word that they're saying. They're lying to you. Will it raise the debt? Yes, it will. No question. Will Trump be able to offset it with tariffs and bringing money back into this country? Maybe. That's the plan. We'll see. But don't believe the Democrats saying billionaires are going to get all do something about it. Your Congress, pass a law, close all these loopholes, do it. You don't want to do it because all the wealthy people are on the Democratic side also. Bernie Sanders makes me laugh. The billionaires. He used to talk about millionaires until he became one. Now it's not the millionaires anymore. So if you're worth $100 million or $500 million, you're not yet a billionaire. You're okay. You're okay. But as soon as you hit that $1 billion mark, well, then you're the bad guy. So if you have $999 million, you're okay. You're not going to be affected. He's such a hypocrite. Do you understand that? He's such a hypocrite. Money's going to billionaires. Show me one. Show me two. Show me where the money is going to the billionaires. You keep blurting it out, Bernie, AOC. Show me. Give some facts. Let's see it. Let's see what billionaire is going to be able to do that. And if they are, it's not the bill. It's you, Bernie. Why aren't you closing those loopholes in Congress? Why can't you get your Democratic colleagues, your progressive colleagues, to close the loopholes? Why can't you do it? You created the tax laws. Hypocrite. That's the answer. How many times do I have to blurt out hypocrite? But that's the answer. Bottom line. Let's move on. Let's see what happens this week. It's going to be interesting to see where this all goes. Okay, this is another thing. Look, I went over it briefly, I think, last week about Biden and the Autopen and all of this, but now they formally opened up an investigation. You know, I have to say this. What's her name? You know, the gal that was Jean-Pierre, the gal that was the press secretary for Biden, is now an independent. She's writing a book, you know, because she don't like what happened. You know what? These people are pathetic. There's a woman that every single day lied and covered up to the American people. She sounded like a fool up there. Everybody saw through it. But now she's blaming them. It's not her fault. And she's an independent, and she wrote a book, and she's going to tell you everything that went wrong. And she's still supporting Biden. She's still lying. These people will do anything for a buck. They used to say the mob would do anything. They'll do anything for a buck. They have no integrity. She has no integrity. And don't give me that because she's a black woman. I don't care what color she is. If she was an Italian, I would say the same thing. And I prove it by knocking Nancy Pelosi because she deserves to be knocked. She's Italian. Her father was connected with the mob. She's a phony, a hypocrite, a fraudster. She don't care about, she's devious. She's smart. No question about it. Like a lot of guys on the street. And she's Italian, and she's the worst. The worst. So don't give me this black woman nonsense. I don't want to hear that. I call it like it is. I don't care what color you are, what your nationality is. I don't care if you're a man, woman, doesn't matter to me. I tell it like it is. She's a hypocrite and a phony, trying to earn a buck, trying to get on MSNBC. I don't know if they'll even hire her, and they're desperate for something to move the ratings. They're in the tank. And Psaki, you know, the former press secretary for Biden, her show flopped. Terrible. You know, because they lie. And people see through it. They're liars and hypocrites. And they see through it. So this is a joke. Even the Democrats are calling her out. She's trying to recreate her career because she screwed up. She had one of the most powerful, jobs, one of the most out there jobs. Everybody saw her every single day, and she blew it. She doesn't deserve anything more. She showed who she is. You know, but now she's an independent, and she's going to out all those people that did her wrong and that did Biden wrong. Give me a break. Go away. Just go away. Okay. So Trump orders a probe into Biden's use of the Autopen and presidential authority. People, let me tell you something. That Autopen was used by every president. There's no question about it. Okay, and you're allowed to use it. But you have to be the one that's controlling the Autopen. You have to be the one that put the executive order, that put the pardons in play, and then just don't want. Listen, I don't disagree with Autopen. I sign thousands of books. And after a while, it gets, and I have to tell you this. A lot of people buy my books online. And if I were to use the Autopen and they would see it, they would be upset with me. You know how many people have asked, do you use Autopen? And let me put it out there now. I have never used an Autopen. I don't have an Autopen. I've never seen one up close. I sign every book, and it gets taxing at times. Yesterday after my event, I signed a couple of hundred books. Long line. It's taxing at times. I'd love to have the Autopen, but it's me standing over the book or knowing that that's me. Now, if Biden used the Autopen but wasn't calling the shots, well, that's really, really something bad, because he's the president. He's the only one that can pardon. Constitutionally, only him. If other people were putting that pardon in place or were pardoning people using the Autopen and it wasn't really Biden, that's a problem. That's a crime. And you know what? How many of us out there believe that Biden looked at 1,500 pardons and he did it? How many people believe that, seeing the condition that Biden was in? If you do, there's a bridge in Brooklyn I can sell you. I can tell you about Santa Claus coming down the chimney. You must believe that also. Come on, we're rational people. Our eyes don't lie. We saw it. He didn't pardon 1,500 people. No way. And I'll take that bet. I'd bet my life on it. I'll take that bet in Vegas 1,000 times. He didn't do that. Who did it? That's what the investigation is. And if they find out otherwise, will they? I don't know. They're going to get under oath. They're going to lie, all these people. Biden's already lying. No, I saw every one of those 1,500. Baloney. He probably saw his family, of course. He might have seen Fauci, because he was complicit with Fauci and lying to us about COVID. People died as a result. People couldn't get to see their loved ones dying as a result of their lying. Blood on all of their hands, blood on Biden's hands, blood on Fauci's hands, blood on all of their hands with that farce and that fraud that they pulled on us with COVID, lied to us all the time. So I'm sure he did Fauci. Schiff probably did Adam Schiff too. Liar, phony, hypocrite. Cost taxpayers what? $36 million. Okay, with that phony investigation, Russiagate, lied to us, continues to lie to us in the Senate. Liar, hypocrite, goes against Trump for everything. Trump derangement syndrome to the nth degree. He probably pardoned him, because I'm sure Schiff went there on his knees. You got to pardon me. You got to pardon me. Of course, because he knows he's a fraud. Of course. Okay? But 1,500 other people? Doubt it. Did Biden do everything at the border, every one of those executive orders? I don't know. We know he lied to us. I couldn't shut down the border because Congress had to do it, and Trump does it in 2 months. I don't let Biden get off the hook on anything. I'm sorry. I have no empathy for him. And don't give me this cancer thing, because he knew he had cancer for quite some time. Didn't all of a sudden just appear. He's the president, the best medical help in the world, probably. Don't tell me that he just found out he had cancer. He found out he had cancer at the same time that the books were coming out, knocking him like crazy. Please, everything these people do is just hypocritical. It's devious. It's lying. Give me a break, Biden. He's not off the hook for me. And Jill Biden, how many of those pardons did she authorize in place of her husband? She's not off the hook. She should be brought in front of Congress under subpoena if she won't come, and they should put her under oath, because she's going to lie. She lied for her husband all the way through. Remember? Oh, Joe, you answered every question like a 2-year-old after the debate. You answered every question to the president. What an embarrassing moment. You embarrassed your husband like that? You allowed your husband to make a fool of himself? You allowed this country, to be so so openly in jeopardy because your husband wasn't in control of the biggest, office in the land? You allowed that to happen? What kind of woman are you? None of our guys up there, our wives wouldn't do that. My wife wouldn't do that in a million years. She would look at me and say, are you out of your mind? I don't care what you got to do, but you do something, hand the mantle off to somebody that can handle this. This is a country at stake. Not her. She loved the power too much, Dr. Jill. Okay, Trump ordered Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate Biden's use of the Autopen, a mechanical signature tool. I think it's an absolute necessary investigation. The investigation will examine this: whether unnamed staffers acted unconstitutionally by signing major documents without Biden's direct input, and Jill Biden and his staff. Put them all there. Who was monitoring this when we know Biden wasn't? What time of the day was this done? Remember, he naps and he goes to sleep. He can't function after 7 or 8 o'clock. If anything was signed after 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whatever, we know it wasn't him. He admitted it. His staff admitted it. He's got to go to sleep. What policies were affected and who directed the Autopen usage? We need to know. Because of those pardons, if it wasn't him, they're all unconstitutional. Every one of them. You can bet he did his sons. No doubt about it. And there was some guy that got up there. I don't know if it was it Morning Joe? I don't know who it was. But, who was saying, oh, poor Hunter Biden. We knew he had a drug problem, yet give me a break. You got a drug problem and you go out and peddle your father's vice presidency to get over $20 million? Give me a break. You have sympathy for that? I had sympathy for my brother. I know what it is to be an addict and watch my brother in the streets, couldn't do anything unless he stole something. That's what drug addicts do. You don't go around the world peddling a vice presidency for the detriment of the United States of America to fill your pockets and your father's pockets and your family's pockets, and then you want sympathy for that because you're a drug addict? Give me a break. That should have been Donald Trump's son. They would have hung him on the cross. Phonies and hypocrites. Trump called it possibly the biggest scandal outside of the 2020 election. It would be a huge scandal if we find out that other people were controlling that Autopen. We know it happened. Are we going to be able to find out? I don't know. I don't trust anything in Washington. How can we? How can we trust anything? They lie to us constantly. So will we ever find out? I don't know. Look at the Biden investigation with all the money him and his son and his family stole. It went by the wayside. Nobody even talks about it. He's as bad as Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi did. She's smarter. She's shrewd. She's smarter. She's devious. She's mob. Joe Biden, he couldn't be a mobster. He's not bright enough. Nancy Pelosi could. She's smart. She's devious. And she did it. Made herself, worth a couple of $100 million. But you know what? A couple of $100 million, that's what she's worth. But you don't see, Bernie Sanders talking about her benefiting, from this bill. No, because she's not a billionaire. She's only worth a couple of $100 million. Hypocrites. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't ever give these people your vote again because they're phonies and hypocrites. And all they'll do is abuse it again, continue to abuse it on a daily basis. All right. The House Oversight Committee is also investigating the validity of Biden's executive orders and use of the Autopen. We got to get to the bottom of this. Impact on actions like over 1,200 presidential documents that were signed. Does anybody here watching me right now believe that Biden signed over 1,200 executive orders and knew what he was doing on each and every one of them? Does anybody believe that? At least Trump is on television talking about it every minute. You know darn well he's doing it. Does anybody believe Biden? I believe Obama signed every one of his. 100%. Does anybody watching this believe that Joe Biden signed 1,200 executive orders, that Joe Biden signed all those 1,500 pardons. Does anybody believe that? Of course not, because our eyes don't lie. We saw it. For 4 years, we saw it. Hundreds of judicial appointments. Does anybody believe that he personally was in charge of putting all these judges in place? Hundreds. Do you think he was competent enough to do that? While he was falling up the stairs of Air Force One and flubbing his lines on the teleprompter. A record number of pardons and commutations, including death row inmates. No. Family, friends, they did whatever they did. It wasn't him. Are we ever going to find out? Who knows? I doubt it. Is anybody going to ever be held accountable? I doubt it. But let them do their investigation. They need to do it. Maybe it'll, stop people from doing it in the future. I don't know. But I don't think we'll ever have an incompetent president again like Joe Biden. That was a disaster. Total disaster worldwide. We're seeing the disaster at the border, around the world. We're seeing it. He did it, and this administration did it. Biden's response, he denied all allegations. He asserted that he personally made decisions on every pardon, every executive order, all the legislation, and all the proclamations. Biden, you're a liar. And who's ever putting you up to that is a liar. Joe Biden, I got to tell you something, my friend. I got to tell you this, Joe. I don't wish you anything. I don't wish anything bad to happen to you. I wish that you're outed, that you're held accountable, that facts are put out there of all the devious things that you did. I mean that during your vice presidency and during your presidency. I hope your legacy is stained, because it should be, because we got to deter anybody from ever trying to do what you did again. You hurt this nation, you hurt the world, and you need to be held accountable. I don't want to see you go to jail, and I don't want to see you go to hell. And I pray, I really do, I pray that you get down on your knees and you ask for forgiveness for all the damage that you caused the American people and people around the world. I really do pray that you get on your knees and ask for forgiveness, and that you accept our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because you're getting old. And you need to, because there is an eternity. There is a heaven and there is a hell. And if you don't confess your sins and you don't, accept our Lord, you're in trouble. And I don't want to see that for you or our worst enemy. I'm being honest. You need to be held accountable, and you need to confess, not to me, not to the rest of the world. You're only accountable to our God at this point. And you need to do it, Joe. You really do. I'm telling you, because what you did was horrible, horrible. You put the world in a tailspin, and this country. People died. You have blood on your hands. Masses of people died. And you need to be held accountable for that. And God will hold you accountable, like he will me and everybody else, if we don't confess and accept our Lord. I'm saying it right now. And I'm saying that because I believe it with all my heart. And for those of you that disagree with me, you have a right to. But I am saying it because I believe it with all my heart. I believe it. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten son. Remember that. To save us. All right, let's get to some questions. What do we have here? Okay, let me go to YouTube. We'll do that first. Rumble isn't receiving my signal today. Seems we are only live on YouTube right now. Oh, I'm sorry, Rumble. I really am. I don't know what happened. But, technologically, listen, I have no clue. It's my team. I don't know what's going on there, but we do have YouTube and Rumble. I apologize. Okay, let's get to the questions, the comments rather. Let me start at the top. Lapco, thank you so much. You're always so loyal. Again, we don't solicit donations. When they come in, we appreciate it, and we try to get to those questions first, or those comments first. We don't solicit it. The money doesn't come to me personally. We put it to good use, but we're thankful for those of you who want to be heard, up top. Lapco, thank you. You're always here. I appreciate your loyalty to the content and to the program. I really mean that. And that goes for all of you. Book sales are like modern art money laundering. A China-backed shell company can buy. Where is that? It disappeared. Okay, let me see what you're saying. Interesting. A China-backed shell company can buy 1 million copies no one will read to give a kickback to someone compromised or working for them. Preach on, sir. That's true. You can definitely wash money. I get cash in my books. Mostly credit cards. Honestly, that's just the way it is today. But we do take some cash. It's negligible, quite honestly. But yeah, if I wanted to put it in my pocket, I could, but I don't. Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, sometimes I'll buy lunch for people and we'll use some cash. But yes, but not to that extent. Buy 1 million books, but then people have to buy it all in cash. And cash, you don't get much of it today. I'll be honest with you. You really don't. So I don't know if that's true. But the concept of it being true, absolutely. Thank you, Lapko. Fresh Visions Television, thank you very much. Michael, America's going to hell one day at a time. This whole government needs a reset. The government being the mob, we won 2 world wars and we're untouchable. Well, we're not untouchable. I disagree with that, but I agree with everything else that you're saying. Every day, if we don't reverse course in a big way, again, kicking the can down the road, and our kids and grandchildren are going to suffer over this fiscal irresponsibility that they caused. I really do think that Trump is trying to do something about it. I'm saying that because that's what I believe, not because I'm a Trump groupie like some people accuse me of. That's what I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll say it. But I do believe he wants to try to get the House in order. Can he do it overnight with one bill? No, because they would assassinate him. If he cut Medicare, if he cut Social Security, if he cut Medicaid, all the 3 big entitlements where so much money is going to, forget about it. They'd want to assassinate him. They'd want to hang him in the town square. He can't do that. He can't, and we don't want him to do that. But remember why we're in trouble. They keep blaming the entitlements. No, it's not that. It's because our government spent money that they didn't have on their own pet projects. They were the ones that are irresponsible. Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security are good things. We pay into those. The government doesn't provide it. We pay into it. We didn't pay into U.S. aid, sending money for transsexual stuff overseas. That's not where we wanted our money to go. But they did it because it benefited them. They caused this. And now they want to BS about Trump. Liars. Even on the Republican side, Republicans and Democrats alike caused this. Don't forget it, please. Come election time, don't forget it. Hold their feet to the fire. Don't let them BS you. All right, bong smoke. I have a lot of mental lifelong problems that's making life daily a battle. It's hard to remember to read the Bible. I still pray, of course, when I can remember, but I should be doing more. I don't know what your daily schedule is. Me, up in the morning early, 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m., I lay in bed, get my Bible. 10 minutes, 15 minutes prepares me for the day. That's all it takes. Try to discipline yourself to do that, because you know what happens? I'm telling you. Okay, God is faithful. You read 10 minutes, you'll come across a verse or a passage, and something will happen during that day or later on during the week that passage becomes applicable to, and it helps you out. Oh, I remember. I read this, and it's happening in my life. I know how to deal with it. I'm telling you, people, I'm not just saying it. It's true. This is what you need to do. Discipline yourself. God will help out. He'll come to the rescue. It might be painful for a while, but at the end of the day, he'll come to the rescue. I'm telling you, God is faithful. Okay, Shelley O. Everybody loves to quote John 3:16, but what about John 3:22? The Lord said that he was only speaking to the lost sheep of Israel. I love it. Yes, at that time, he was only speaking to the lost sheep of Israel. Not today. Not today. Remember, some verses are applicable to the time. Okay? Not to today. God speaks to all of us who will listen to him. But yes, you can quote any verse in the Bible, and we can find a meaning for it, and we can interpret it properly. We don't always interpret biblical passages correctly. I'm sorry. That's why sometimes we need help. It's okay, but you can quote any scripture. Okay, Scott Balbus. Good morning, brother Michael. Good morning, Scott, and thank you. If we are brothers, we're all brothers and sisters in some way, shape, or form. We really are. We all by one Creator. Male, female. We're brothers and sisters. That's it. That's how it was meant to be. That's what our Creator meant when He created two sexes. That's it. So we're all brothers and sisters in that regard. Silver Bike Stacker, new channel. I'd really love a rosary and an autographed Bible. If it's okay, I'll buy it from you, sir. Absolutely. Uh, Listen, I can't even begin to tell you how many things I've autographed in my life. And you know what? I rather autograph a Bible than my own book. I really mean that. Yesterday, I autographed at least 3 Bibles. We ran out of books. We sold out, and people were bringing me their Bibles. That's a privilege. To be asked to sign someone's Bible, that's a privilege. It's very humbling, really. So you have a Bible, you can send it to me. I'll sign it. I would love to. I mean, if it means something to you, I would love to. If it gets you to read your Bible a little more, I would love to do that. A rosary, I don't know how you sign it, but, whatever you want me to do, if I can do it, I'll do it. I've signed shirts, I've signed shoes, I've signed arms, I've signed foreheads. I can't tell you, I've signed everything. And it's very humbling when people ask you to do that, really. When the little kids come up to me, they say, "Would you sign my forehead?" I say, "Where's your mom and dad?" You make sure they're okay with that, and we do it. But you know what? People are just wonderful. I got to tell you this. I've went around the world. I've been to every major city in this country multiple times, most of the time, multiple times over the past 30 years, having spoken at over 2,000 events. People are wonderful. You treat them right, they treat you right. Democratic, Republic, independent, atheist, whatever. People are wonderful when you treat them right and they believe in you and you're credible. They're wonderful. I have a love for people because of the way they've responded to me, because of the way that I've seen them. I don't care what political party they're in. Doesn't matter to me. You treat people right, you have credibility with people, and you get it back. You get it back. I have such enjoyment when I'm at the book table, when people are asking to take a photo. I don't know how many photographs I've taken in my life. You used to take mug shots. No more of that, thank God. But photographs, thousands of photographs I'm taking. People they're so wonderful, so nice. Really, you treat them right, they treat you right. That's what this is all about. You get what you give. I mean it. We put a bad mark on people. It's not right. It really isn't. Now, there's some crazies out there. We know that. There's good, bad in every bunch. But gosh, I have a love for people just because of the way they've responded to me over the years, all around the world. I'll be in Monaco tomorrow and this week. People are wonderful. And most of them are from Europe and from, Asia. Wonderful people. I'll be in Australia after that. Wonderful people. Love the country. Love every country that I've visited. I've loved. Why? Because of the people. Mainly, I don't care how beautiful a country is. If the people are not nice, you're not going to. And I have never experienced that. Every country I've been to, people have been wonderful. Honestly. Sorry. That's how it is. Okay, but Silver Biker, send me whatever, and I'll do my best. Jessica Horner, I remember learning in history about overthrowing the government. We need to do that. No, we don't want to overthrow the government. We don't want violence. We are a constitutional republic. We want to put the right people in office and hold their feet to the fire. That's what we want to do. Can you imagine if America got up? We don't have to do things. We could do it peacefully. And we all got up and said, we are not paying our taxes anymore. The country would collapse, or they would immediately come to the table. We don't want money for your pet projects. We don't want anything going that's not going to benefit this country and the people that are in it. And if we're not paying our taxes until you guys come clean, and if it takes a week, and if we all have to suffer for a week, shut down every government institution, we don't care. That would bring them to their knees. Of course, we're not going to do that, but that would be the way. That would be it. Because all of the world would notice. They would have to come to the table immediately, and there would be major changes. We can't do that. You don't have to overthrow the government. You got to vote them out of office and then hold their feet to the fire, the people that you put in there. Okay, bong smoke again. Elon lied before about being a pro gamer. I don't know. Listen, I don't know anything about that, but listen, a lie is a lie. You're correct. Gina Patriot, start the day with God. Absolutely. I recommend that. No doubt about it. Robert Flyingheart, I hope you Americans will get above it all. Yeah, I guess you're not from this country, but yes, Robert, thank you. I hope we can too. Firesword, when Christ died, the evil veil was torn, and God said, whosoever will may come to him. Absolutely. Peter, I studied the Bible watching the Pulp Fiction. Okay. Whatever gets you to study the Bible, it's okay. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it be a movie, a television show, something online, anything. It doesn't matter. Whatever gets you to pick up your Bible is a good thing. Gina Patriot, brothers and sisters in God, we all are. Every race, every nationality, every creed, we're really all brothers and sisters in God. Some of us may not act that way. Some of us may not acknowledge that. We may not know it. We are all brothers and sisters because we come from one creator. And that's it. And that's our God. J.A., can you imagine the intense hatred for Trump so as to vote for Biden and stand up for all of Biden's poor decisions? Yes. There is a definite Trump derangement syndrome. It's real. There's no question about it. We're seeing it play out every single day with all of these progressives that vote anything that's negative to Trump. Anything. Trump can put $5,000 in everybody's hand today and they would hate Trump for it because it's raising him up. It's hurting them. Instead of going along with it, they're not smart as mobsters. Mobsters can be conniving. They understand. These people are dumb. They're dumb. Trust me. They don't even know when to go along with something that could be a benefit to them because they don't care. They're just thinking about getting back into power. That's all it is. Okay, we have two more here. Thank you very much, Greg Mitchell. Very loyal. I have to say that about Greg. Michael, how's it going? Nice setup. You should do a tour of your new house. My question, when are you coming to the East Coast? Looking forward to meeting you in person. Greg, thank you. I don't know if I'll be doing a tour of the house. You know, that's people have their own homes. Tour of my studio because this is everybody's home. Thanks to all of you, I have a studio. Because if all of you weren't watching me, I'd have no reason for a studio. So thanks to all of you. I will do a tour of the studio. It's not big. It's compact. But it's great for two people. When we have guests on here, it's going to be wonderful. Technologically, it's going to be great. We're still getting a little few of the bugs out of it, but it's going to be great. So we'll do a tour of the studio pretty soon. When I go to Monaco, I'll be back on the 20th or the 21st. I have to be in Rhode Island for anybody back there that wants to see me. I think it's on the 20th. I'm doing a big men's group, and then I might be doing the Sunday services at that church. And then I come home for a week. And then I go to Australia, and thankfully I can get on the tour. A lot of people waiting for me there. I get home middle of July, and I'm not going anywhere. I am staying put. I have things in my house that I have to get in order. So I won't be back east until probably September. I know I'll be there around Christmas time. Also, my son and daughter-in-law and my little grandson, Jet, they want me to take them to New York for Christmas. We plan to do that. Christmas in New York is a wonderful time of the year. But I'll be coming back east. I have some dates back there, Greg. So we'll meet up. I'm sure we will. But thank you very much. Okay, who else do we have here? We have Lapko again. Thank you, Lapko. Okay, no violence. But can we compromise and bring back tar and feathering? A few big bird costumes in the right place could really be useful. I don't disagree with that. There's a few people I would love to tar and feather. I don't want to mention any names, but one of them begins with an A. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to be mean, but yeah, that would be nice. We got to hold their feet to the fire. They got to be held accountable. That's the bottom line. All of America has to be able to see what these people done. So it's no guessing game anymore. So they can't, pull the wool over our eyes, gaslight us. We have to catch them and show them, no, we saw what you did. The same way we saw Harris on the campaign, and now they're trying to say, oh, if she had more time. Nonsense. The woman is incompetent. She doesn't deserve to be president of the United States. She's going to run for governor. I'm going to be supporting whoever is against her on the Republican side. I would even support a Democrat against her. She's not competent. She'll destroy the state even further. Absolutely. She's an incompetent politician. Period. I'm not going to vote for her. I'll state it right now. And it's not because I don't like her. It's because she's incompetent. I don't know her. She might be very nice to sit down socially with, have dinner with, enjoy, well, not a conversation because of her word salads. I don't know. She might be very nice sitting down. I don't think so, because you get a window into somebody's character by seeing how they perform, out in the open. I don't think she'll be pleasant, but I wouldn't vote for her. No way. Absolutely not. Anyway, she'll destroy even further whatever Newsom did. Newsom is competent. He's just bad. Competent, bad. That's bad too. I don't know. Bad. Okay, vigorous boredom. Is Elon Musk having a mental health episode with his latest outburst against Donald Trump? His strange social media posts seems rather bizarre. He's a brilliant guy, eccentric. Some of these brilliant, eccentric people, they act a little crazy. We know that, right? Who knows? I don't know. But he's brilliant. Don't take that away from him. And I hope the feud gets in order. And I'm glad that he disagrees with the bill for whatever reasons. He seems that he's disagreeing with it for the right reasons, but he also doesn't have the fix. You can't just disagree with something and then not offer an alternative that people can live with without suffering tremendously. We're in too much of a mess. So Trump's plan, okay, we're going to raise the deficit. No, I don't want to do it. We're going to raise the debt. But here's how I'm compensating. These tariffs are bringing billions of dollars back into the country. We're bringing manufacturing back into the country. We're bringing investments back into the country. So yeah, I'm causing a little pain, but I'm compensating for it. And hopefully my plan is going to work. That's it. Because nobody's fixing this overnight. Nobody. Not what they caused. Absolutely not. Okay, we got about 10 more minutes. Christian, she smells. I don't know who she is, but I have a feeling I do. Vinny Vaccaro, nice Italian. I'll be 78 on Monday. God bless you, my friend. You have been the best thing outside of Trump that I have witnessed in those 78 years. God bless you, Paisan. Hey, brother, thank you for that, Vinny. I really mean that. I appreciate it. Look, I just try to be honest up here, man. And I try to. I'm worried about my country. I'm worried about my children, my grandchildren, the people that I love. I really am. And when I'm calling people out, it's not out of anger. It's not out of anything mean. Again, my horse in this race is my kids and my grandchildren and all of you. And Vinny, I think you feel the same. We're in our 70s. You're 78. I'm 74. We're in the same generation. How much longer do we have? Whatever they do to us, it's how much more pain can they inflict on us for the rest of our lives? But we care about the people that we love, and we care about our country. So we call people out for that reason. It's not about money. It's not about power. It's not about anything else. It's about the people we love and the people we care about and the country that we love. And listen, you can't see this right now. When I have two people on there, somebody made this beautiful MF for me, beautiful. And I'm hanging it up there because he put so much effort into it. But right under it, I want to put the American flag. My wife said, yeah, I said, I want to put it up there. People need to understand what I'm saying for our country, for our children, our grandchildren, our neighbors, the people that we love. We want a good America. And Vinny, I'm sure that's what you want. And if you're in agreement with what I'm saying, then I know where your heart is, and I appreciate it. Vinny, thank you very much. God bless you, my friend. I hope you got a lot of years. Let's you and me outlive my dad at 103. Let's do that, okay? You got it, Paisan. Marcos Rios, I'm working with my car this gorgeous Saturday morning in Los Angeles while I listen to you live. Thank you, Marcos. And I haven't really looked. The sun was coming out, so I think it's going to be a beautiful day. I look forward to Monaco going away, but I really wish I was staying home. After 30 years of traveling so often, 40 weeks out of the year at times, I just like to stay home. I really mean that. I mean, Monaco will be great once I get there, but man, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home, you know? Dorothy, no place like home. And I really mean that. And I hope so many of you share that, that at least your home is your palace. And your home is where you just have the most peace, the most quiet, the most contentment, the most love. I feel that way, and I hope all of you do. J.R. Williams, Trump beat him up and booted him from the White House. Well, you know what? Very public feud, unnecessary. Two grown men shouldn't have been like that. But again, it is what it is. Robert Fletcher, hey, Michael, do you think you'd be coming to Frederick, Maryland again? I've been there a couple of times, anytime soon. I'd be really excited to see you in person. I don't think it's on my schedule anywhere. I might be close to it. But listen, I've been there a couple of times. I went to a few churches there. Nice city, nice town. So, but thank you for wanting to meet me. And hopefully, under some situation somewhere, we'll get to meet. Turd Ferguson, Elon is just mad. Them sore lips didn't work out. Okay. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I wish it wasn't so public. Anyway, Deborah, I just heard a guy who has worked with Elon say this is how he is. He'll settle down in 72 hours. You know what? Could be. You know, brilliant people, they're sometimes a little bit on the edge, you know. Maybe he'll settle down. Who knows? But he had a right, you know, to voice his opinion. I think he could have done it a little bit more diplomatically. I don't think he had to turn the way he did. It's not good for anybody. But if he had a disagreement, I'm glad he did it in one way. It showed the hypocrite Democrats he's not a puppet of Donald Trump. He never was. And the fact that they would say anything negative while he was uncovering their fraud and abuse. And now they've proved to be liars and hypocrites again. Elon proved it by speaking out against something he disagreed with Trump. He's not a puppet. AOC, hypocrite. Every one of you in Congress, hypocrites. You only called him out because he was agreeing with Trump. So you use the word puppet. Elizabeth Warren, hypocrite. You called him out and said he was Trump's puppet. You did it, Elizabeth. You're a phony. You're a hypocrite. He just proved you wrong. What are you going to do now, Elizabeth Warren? Jump on his side again? You're going to be pro-Elon again? And then in 72 hours, if he goes back and apologizes, you're going to hate him again? You're such a hypocrite, Elizabeth. You know, I don't want to be disparaging to you, but Trump called you Pocahontas for a reason. You were a hypocrite about your Native American heritage. You're a hypocrite. Whatever serves your purpose, the American people be damned. That's the issue that you'll jump on. Elon proved you a hypocrite again. Sorry. Call it like I see it. Okay, Sherry Schambach, why did you move, Michael? I tell you what, I would never have moved from this neighborhood. I love it where I am. It's terrific here. But my house, I love my house, don't get me wrong. But I saw this house that I'm in now for the last couple of years. I had my eye on it. Okay, I do my research. Just a little, it suits me a little bit better. How could I say it, right? So it was up for sale, came off sale. Was up, off. Had to deal with the owner and finally was able to make a deal with him. So I was happy to move because it's a block away from where I live. So that's the reason. But if it was out of the neighborhood, I wouldn't have moved. I would have stayed where I am and made some renovations the way I wanted to. But this, I didn't have to do it. It was ready for me to move in. So that's why. Okay. Okay, Mike Dawson, Vinny, congrats. I'm pushing 70 and I hope I don't catch up. No, you want to catch up. Remember, people say, Michael, you're getting old. And I say it's better than the alternative, not getting old. That means we're not here anymore. So you want to catch up. You're not going to pass him. You don't want to pass him, but you want to catch up. Let's do that. Okay, Gina Petra, thank you to everyone that contributed to this channel. It's greatly appreciated. Yes, and thanks from me too, man. I appreciate it more than, listen, I really appreciate my people. For all those of you, and I'm meaning this, for all those of you that have seen me, you know, up live, you know how I am at the book table. I'm courteous to everyone. I appreciate everyone being there. When people wait online for me 2, 3 hours sometimes to get a book signed and a photograph, that's very humbling. I'll stay there until the last person, because if you can do that for me, I'm going to do it for you. And I really mean that. You know, I have created a platform, Michael Franzese Stash Family. You want to be part of my family? Jump on in. People are loving it. We have a lot of people, and I'm going to give you the number, a lot of people that are benefiting from being in my family, my community, bringing back community, putting resources in there. You want to learn about leadership? I've got the course for you. You want a Bible study? We do it. You want Q&As to talk to me personally? We do it. You want marriage counseling? Me and my wife, we do it. Men's group, we do it. Okay? Bringing back community, people helping one another, bonding with one another. You got to see some of the messages I get thanking me for this community that we created. And I'm telling you now, not breaking the bank. We just charge enough so that we can keep this thing going. Anybody on you right now, anybody on this right now can be in my community, because that's what we do. Same thing with my wine. You can buy a $500 bottle of wine and then put my bottle right next to it, okay, that you're going to pay $19.99 for. And in a blind tasting, you may not tell the difference. But I want everybody to enjoy my wine. That's what I want. And by the way, we're giving a Father's Day special. Franzese, oh gosh, please post it up there, guys, because I'm forgetting. FranzesWine.com, go on there. You're getting a Father's Day special. My birthday special, people went crazy. We sold a lot of wine because we gave tremendous discounts. All right. Memorial Day weekend special, you got it. We sold a lot because people are loving it. And I'm getting the comments. You can't beat my wine for the price that we're giving it out. We could easily sell it for $50 a bottle, but we don't. My pomegranate wine, nobody else has that. People are loving it. My blackberry wine, nobody has it. From Armenia, you're not going to get it anywhere else. It's delicious. I love the blackberry. Try it. But the price is right for all of you because we want everybody to enjoy it. My head isn't in the clouds. It's not for the elites. They can afford go buy whatever wine you want. If you buy wine, great. If it's too cheap for you and you're going to have something more expensive, go buy it. Enjoy it. I don't care. FranzesWine.com. Go on there and get the discount for Father's Day. You're going to love it. We're going to save you a lot of money and you're going to enjoy the wine. Okay, our brandy, a little bit more expensive because brandy is expensive, but it's still cheaper than when you're going to get it someplace else. I'm telling you. Our Areni, the original Pinot Noir, 6,000 years ago, they discovered this. These grapes came to be the first vineyards in the New World. Original Pinot Noir. We can sell this for $100 a bottle. We don't. You can afford it. Everybody on here can afford it and enjoy it. You'll love it because that's what we do. We want everybody to be able to enjoy it. Here, right here, okay? You want to be a remade man? You want to be a made man? Ladies, you want your husband, your boyfriend, whatever, to be a made man? Here it is right here. I wear it on my sleeve, Proverbs 16:7, because I need to show people where I am. Yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ, all right? But I'm a made man. I'm a remade. I was a made man, and now I'm a remade man. We love this. This is the stuff I wear. We're discounting it all across the board because we want people to be able to enjoy it and wear it and feel good about it. That's it. And people are buying it. We gave tremendous discounts for my birthday, for Memorial Day. We're going to give tremendous discounts for Father's Day. Everybody can afford it. That's what we do. I'm for you. I'm for the people. I'm not Bernie Sanders. I'm not AOC. I don't wear a specific gown, to the Met so I can show off who I am. I don't do that. Okay? I've done well in my life, no question about it. Yeah, and back in the day, I had a plane and a helicopter. At 30 years old, my head was a little bit in a cloud. Did I need all of that? No, I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I don't have it now. I don't want it. If I could have it, you know what? Let me take that back. I might take the plane because you know what? Traveling is just not fun anymore. I don't have a private jet, people. I'm not going to spend money on maintenance and everything for a private jet. I'm not doing it. I'm fiscally more responsible than I ever was in my life. I'm not going to do that because it's not necessary. It's a luxury that I would like to have because, it's just a pain in the neck going through the airport. I'm going to be honest with you. but my traveling hopefully is going to be a little less, and I don't need it. And my partner has a private plane. If I want to use that, he makes it available to me. I don't really bother him for it. I don't use it as much. But you know what? I try to live pretty basic, people. I mean it. For the amount of money I earn, I live pretty basic. Yes, I love going on vacation. Why? Create memories, spend time with my family. That's what you're going to think about. That's what they're going to remember when I'm gone. They're not going to remember the car I bought them. They're not going to remember. They're going to remember the times that we spent together. And so, yeah, I create those memories for my family and for my wife. That's it. And for myself. So when I'm on my deathbed, I can think back and say, you know what? I gave my family, my friends, my people that cared about me, I gave them an opportunity to benefit in some way and to have some enjoyment. That's what it's all about, people. I really mean that. I really mean it. And you could check me on it. You could say, Michael, stop pontificating, but it's the truth. And the Lord knows my heart. That's where it's at. And I'm being honest with you. And hopefully, and again, all you people on this platform, I wouldn't need this studio if it wasn't for you. I know that. I could teach some of these actors and actresses. I don't care how much talent you have. If people weren't buying tickets, it doesn't matter. And we've seen that in some of our celebrities today who want to take it for granted that they're the SHIT. Oh, I am who I am. You wouldn't be anything if people didn't support you, period. So don't turn those people off, because if you say stupid things, they don't care how talented you are, because when you insult people and you don't act properly, they're not going to support you, and they shouldn't, no matter how talented you think you are. You get paid well for your talent because people support you. That's it. And be thankful for that and treat them properly when you're off the screen or off the stage, because they're supporting you. I have a bunch of people coming to see me in Australia, and they're going to get my all the way I always do it, because they're supporting me. They don't have to buy tickets, but they are. So I support them the way they support me. Goes both ways. 30 years I'm out on the road. Phone keeps ringing. I don't advertise myself. Before I got on social media, I didn't pay for ads. I didn't do anything. No. Word of mouth. Treat people right. Word gets out there. All of a sudden, the phone keeps ringing. It's ringing for me 30 years later. And yes, social media has something to do with it, because social media, worldwide, people get to know who you are. I get noticed everywhere, thanks to YouTube, thanks to the people that are supporting me. I know that. I know that. And I'll admit it to everybody because it's the truth. Okay, we got, I keep saying 5 minutes, but it's really 5 minutes, okay? Debbie L., thank you very much, Debbie. If I don't see another live before Father's Day, happy Father's Day, Michael. Thank you, and thank you to all of that. I'm a little disappointed about one thing. I'm not going to be here on Father's Day. I'm going to be in Monaco. And this might be I've been asked to speak at churches on Father's Day. Very, very, it's a privilege to speak on Father's Day, I believe, in a church, but I'm not going to be home. I guess my kids get a break, some of them at least. One of them will be with me in Monaco, but my kids get a break. They don't have to spend the day with me. I'm only kidding, but I think we might celebrate it when I come home, because it's just another opportunity to be with my kids and my grandchildren. So I'm a little bit, disappointed by that, but hey, hopefully we can make up for it. And I don't think it'll happen again. But thank you. And I'll be wishing everybody a happy Father's Day. I'll be filming some things from Monaco. My wife, who does all my photography, all my filming, does a brilliant job. She's terrific. She's always on me, if I do something wrong. It's good to work with your spouse, but, she's not shy. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, people. I don't want to ever be an actor because I don't like to read scripts. I can't remember them. I honestly can't. I can't remember. I don't like memorizing all that stuff. And so if I have to use a teleprompter for certain things, sometimes I got to run an ad. I got to use a teleprompter to make sure I get it right. I can ad lib, but I want to make sure I please the sponsor and do everything they want me to do as they want me to do it. So sometimes I'll use a teleprompter. If I make a mistake, she gets all over me. Or if I make a mistake, she gets all over me. She's not shy about that. She holds me accountable, like many wives should be holding their husbands accountable. I agree with that. Behind every good man, there is absolutely a good woman. No question about it. I always say this. Where would we be without the women in our lives? I know where I would be. Wouldn't be sitting here. It would be in a bad place, no doubt about it. So we're thankful, and I'm thankful. So we're bringing a camera, and we'll be filming some things from Monaco, probably a live from Monaco. So hopefully you'll see that and enjoy it. By the way, I got two great interviews coming up this week. One from somebody that testified at the Diddy trial. Pay attention. It'll be on YouTube and it'll be on Rumble for that. Okay. It was a good interview. A little bit, some of the things he said were disarming, I would say. It's not the normal content, but hey, I try to bring you my perspective on true things that are going on now. And the Diddy trial, people are interested in it. So you're going to hear that. Also, Paul Hutchinson, great interview, billionaire, very nice guy. You wouldn't even know he was a billionaire by the way he presents himself. I love that. You know what? I love people that have confidence. I don't like arrogance, especially when you got a lot of money and you think that you have entitlement because of it. No, I don't like arrogance. I love confidence. Paul was the first financier and major financier behind the movie Sound of Freedom. He was also portrayed as one of the principal characters, very much into saving these young kids that have been human trafficked. If you haven't seen the movie Sound of Freedom, see it. But you're going to love the interview I did with him. Very revealing. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. You're going to see those interviews coming up. And pay attention to it because it's both of these are good content. Look, the Diddy trial, I've appeared on a couple of news shows. Is it a racketeering indictment? I don't know. I don't know if it's a RICO statute. But definitely some of the things that we're hearing there, it's just not nice. It's despicable conduct. It really is. It's deviant conduct, and it's a shame that we have to talk about it. My thing is, how did it go on for 20 years? How? If it was the mob, it wouldn't have gone on for 20 years. Who's involved in it? Who's covering it up? Is Diddy really an informant, like Suge Knight says he is? Like Big Homie said he believes he is? Is he an informant? Does he have contacts with people in high places that indulged in these freak-offs? When you hear from Paul Hutchinson, it's going to get you sick, people. The deviousness that we have on the highest levels of people in power. It's sickening. But you need to be aware of it. It's going to be eye-opening. Listen to these two interviews. They're coming up. I'll talk about it on X so you'll know. But I normally post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But twice a week we post. Look at these interviews. Okay. So let me wrap it up. Debbie L., thank you very much. And thanks you for I get so many warm wishes. I got thousands for my birthday. Thank you so much. It's so humbling that all you people think about that to wish me a happy birthday. I don't know if I'm getting more sentimental as I get older, but man, I wish I could meet every single one of you. I really mean that. And I'm a people person. So when I say that, for those of you that know me and have met me, you can corroborate what I'm saying. I'm a people person. Sometimes my wife says, Mike, do you have to stop and talk to everybody? Yeah. If they want to talk to me, I will. I do it most of the time. Sometimes you can't, but yeah, I will. Just who I am. Networking, people person. It's important. You want to learn about networking? michaelfrancis.com/family. Jump in. You don't sign a contract. You don't have to stay there. You give it 1 month, I guarantee you're going to stay in. I can almost guarantee it. I really mean it. People don't leave. They come in, they stay in because they love it. It's a great experience. People have said it's been life-changing. And it's only a couple of months old. michaelfrancis.com/family. Okay, last thing, franciswine.com. We'll probably see it in the chat. Okay, go on. Father's Day special. You're going to love the wine like everybody else is loving it. Try the pomegranate. Try the, what's the other one? Try the Irene. Try all of our, you're going to love it. Our white. Beautiful. You're going to love it. Price, can't beat it. If Wolfgang Punk was absolutely floored when we brought our wine in there and told him how much he was going to pay for it, he couldn't believe it. He said, I'm going to make this my house wine by the glass. Couldn't believe the price after he tasted it. His sommelier loved it. Jump on. I guarantee you're going to like it. And yes, we're going to make it available to you at the right price because that's what I do. That's it. All right, people, let me wrap it up. Joanne Schmidt, yes, Michael, I would love to have a chat with you. Joanne, I'd love to have a chat with you also. Come into I'm telling you, come on into the platform, michaelfrancis.com. We do a Q&A. People get on to ask me any question that they want, anything that you want. You know, we have private phone calls. We have private chats with me. You can do that too. We offer a lot. And we're going to have a big event where we're going to make everybody participate in person. It's going to be a tremendous event. So we're going to do a couple of them a year. We're building up to that. All right. Because I want to meet the people that support me. We're going to do it. All right. Join michaelfrancis.com/family. Francis Wine, not wines, wine, franciswine.com. Go and take advantage of our specials. All right. Okay. Another trumpet squirming to defend his master, LOL. I don't know if you're talking about me, but Larry, that's your choice. It's okay. The Genius Channel, it's the pomegranate wine for me. Thank you, Genius Channel. I love the pomegranate too. I love the blackberry. I like that even more. All right, Silver Bike Stacker, new channel. Much love and respect. Always stay blessed, everyone. All right, God bless everyone. It's 10:30 here in the coast. I got a lot to do before I take off tomorrow to Monaco. So I wish you could see my garage. If you see my garage, we have so many things in there that we're trying to get in order. The rest of the house is in order, thanks to my wife and my daughter. They've done a great job. And my future son-in-law, Tyler, I think my daughter's done a good job choosing this guy. You know, I hold their feet to the fire, but he's been a blessing, helped me a lot with the move. So they did a great job, okay, while I was busy. But the garage, a lot of it is up to me because there's a lot of my stuff in there. So I got to get it organized. As soon as I come back, I'll try to get it done. But you don't want to see it right now. I'm telling you. People, you know that when you move, you know how things are. Anyway, how do I always leave you, my friends? Always the same way. It's never going to change. Be safe. The country is getting safer. Look what happened at the border. Trump kept his word. Give him his due when he deserves it. He kept his word, shut down the border. He's making this a safer country every single day. Defund the police? Ridiculous. We need law enforcement. Do we need reform in some of the departments? Of course. Like we need reform in everything else. The Catholic Church, the government, foundations, you name it, it needs reform. Police department, no different. We reform it the right way, but never defund the police. We need law enforcement. End of story. Okay? So be safe. I wish that on all of us. We want that. We want to be safe. Be healthy. Let's see what RFK does. He's making this country healthier, taking some of this stuff that should have been banned off the market. Thank God for that. Be safe. Be healthy, people. You know, I'm going to offer a nutrition course with my daughter, who's a nutritionist. She's a fitness expert. And my son-in-law, okay, he's terrific. Okay, for the guys and the women, we're going to offer nutrition on my site. We're going to offer exercise courses you can do at home. Follow it up. We want you healthy. We want you happy. We want you blessed. We want community. We want you helping one another. We're doing it all on this platform. So jump in. Be safe. Be healthy. And yes, Bible studies also for those of you that want to participate in the platform, michaelfrancis.com/family. Bible studies also. We want you healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, in every single way. We want people supporting one another. That's what this life is truly all about, supporting one another. Be safe, be healthy. God bless each and every one of you. God bless your families, your friends, your communities, your neighborhoods. And yes, God bless our president. God bless all our people in office, that they do the right thing for the people of this country. We want that. God bless America. Yes, I'll see you next time from Monaco. Take care, my friends.